It is that time of year, my AKA Padders. It's horror season. It's October. It's the 31 Days of Dread, where we do on this podcast, AKA Pad, the Film Buff Podcast. That's me. We do one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. This year, it's nothing but black and white movies. Let's go. Why is it AKA Powders? Why do I frustrate myself so much with this podcast? You know, like often I get into movies and I think I have an idea of what I'm getting into. This entire year of the 31 Days of Dread, and everyone, guys and ghouls, girls and ghosts, welcome back. Every single year, I approach the 31 Days of Dread with a level of expectation. Like, I know what I'm getting into. I've read about some of these films my entire life. I've seen parts of them. Some of them I've seen almost the entire film. But I'm sitting down, refreshing myself, educating myself, getting involved with an open set of eyes. We got a lot of movies coming out too. We got there's so many new movies, and there's so much bad spin around these movies. It's nothing but frustration for your film buff over here. And overall, what I'm getting into is 1951, The Thing from Another World. Holy bejesus, I've read about this movie. I've heard this movie described to me in interviews and referenced endlessly. And we all know that John Carpenter, right? What year was it? 1982. And we're talking a lot about John Carpenter recently. That's always a good thing. So you watch this remake, and it's the snow and the dogs, the flares, and Kurt Russell, and then the highlights, and Keith David, the scene with the petri dish and the blood, and then it's these transformations. But then there's this mystery around everything. What is this thing? Where did it come from? And it ends with somewhat of a great cliffhanger, right? Where we all know who is infected. We all know if this thing is dead or not. Years and years later, we get a prequel to that everyone just attacked, and they still do. It's a solid prequel. But this one, I'm thinking this movie is going to be slow, formulaic. It's going to be corny. Not going to be serious. It's none of those things. This movie is smooth. This movie builds the character, sets everything up. We're introduced to the military personnel just through great ways, casual, or rec and rec. It's a rec room, if I can say that, a recreation room. But there's a frozen tundra out there. It's at night. The fireplace is going. And then we get to where this UFO. And we see this dissection. The remake is such a prominent film that we see all these little things that were cherry picked or didn't have to get explained. And we need this. We don't need that. But let's make something from this. Let's make something else from this. I think The Thing, 1951, black and white glory. By the way, guys, screenplay by Howard Hawks. We know him from Howard Hughes's Scarface, the film of the two Howards. Also, some of the greatest cowboy movies of all time. Howard Hawks. So there's this revelation I have. We kind of have a 3-movie block. And how many 3-movie blocks can we go? We can go to the source, 1951, and watch it. Or we can watch these 3 Thing movies in any order and just appreciate them. We can kind of say, even technically, The Thing 2011, we can watch that one first. Then watch the 1951 movie. Then watch the 1982 movie. It's something special. And here's the thing. We're not dealing with an easy idea, an easy concept. We are dealing with, again, like, it comes up a lot, like absolute true cosmic horror. Maybe absolute true horror. I thought I knew this movie. I thought I was prepared for it. I thought I was sitting down to watch a corn fest. And I got educated along the way. I got educated that this movie is as good as anything being made today. That this movie has a fantastic remake, but still, this is a great movie. That remake just adds the modern twist, the modern sensibilities. I feel this idea should be generational. I feel 1 or 2 filmmakers per generation should jump on this movie and remake it in a lot of different ways. I think this movie is open for interpretation and collaboration. It's a hell of an idea. And when I say that the movie is smooth, I mean, by the time we get to the end, and we're, again, if we all know that 1982 movie, we know what's happening. We know, right? We know the beats. Some of that you can't run away from. You're going to have to follow those beats because they're just so good. It's still entertaining, and that's the big thing. Now, our director here, Christian Nyby, he doesn't have a lot. Like, he's a career Hollywood guy, but when it comes to directing, he doesn't have a lot under his belt. It's very interesting that he made what you would call like a couple creature feature schlock films or genre driven films, low hanging fruit type, quick movie ticket sale type movies, like just a quick buck. But this is great. He struck gold here, and sometimes you want to say you just need to direct one great movie, and he did that with this.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production, take 2.
Let's take this time real quick, aka Padders, my fellow film buffers, and let's just go over the schedule. This is years in the making. This type of rollout I've been planning for years, but we're finally here. So here we go. Early in the morning, that's the new stuff. 8 a.m. Now, 8 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, these are movies maybe of something coming out. Like if there's a Marvel movie coming out and we want to do a retrospective on that particular franchise, or, if Sylvester Stallone comes back and gives us Rocky Part 18, we might want to use the later time slots for a week or two to go over all of the Rocky movies. Now, we have a lot of different threads on this podcast that's explored 8 p.m. So 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., this is our creator spotlight. We could do an episode on Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, some of the new guys, Spike Lee, even composers, guys like John Williams. This brings us into the weekend. Saturday, Sunday morning. Again, we're back at that 8 a.m. drop. We do cartoons because I want to emulate the times where you would wake up with a bowl of cereal and watch cartoons all day Saturday and all day Sunday, and then eventually you would get to touch grass because you would have one of your friends knocking on your door to play in a touch football game or even some baseball, basketball. The weekend nights, let's get into education. 8 p.m. again, All of our drops are either 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. But the weekend nights documentaries, and I focus on creative documentaries because I feel like a part of this film buff movement that we're all bathing in, that I'm super grateful for, is education. And some of where we're finding our facts, some of the, general enjoyment, because I love documentaries. All of this is explored at 8 o'clock p.m. And trust me, there's a lot there. There's a lot out there that I didn't even know existed. And we're going to go beyond that too. We're going to get into some of the graphic art, some of the special effects, some of the makeup documentaries. There's a lot to learn, and I'm so happy to bring you the 9 p.m. because, guys, you guys know I'm an autodidact. I am self-educated. Sure, I have some certifications. Sure, I spent time at the Art Institute of Philadelphia for animation. But in large, I'm a self-educated, self-made person. That's connected to the weekend 8 p.m. drops. My AKAPADers, my film buffers, I hope to see you there for all of it. I love you guys, and rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.